general business. 8A, consideration of any further amendments or changes to the proposed EDA RLF subsidy to Rushford Hypersonic. If no changes are required, consideration of adoption of resolution 2013-096, authorizing the execution of documents required to provide to Rushford Hypersonic Particle Deposition and Coating Technologies Corporation, LLC, a $145,000 EDA RLF loan to finance adoption of the current single-unit production chamber for low-volume production for sales and distribution. See attached resolution. Steve, what do we need to cover here?
Your Honor, I listed out the agenda statement. You have the redact from the minutes from the EDA with a recommendation. We have very specifically the findings on the second page, which are important for the council to understand because we are violating a policy of no more than $500,000 loan to any one company. The city has done this in the past. We have violated this policy. But when you're going to accept a policy like that, we think it's important that you have the findings in fact and that there's put into the record so that you can look back in time and see the reason for why you did an exception to the policy. Then there's also the actual resolution. There, at the time that the agenda statement was put together, there was still an outstanding issue of the security once the loans are paid off. If council will recall, the liens are in place until the loans are repaid. Once the loans are repaid, there'll be a royalty, and those monies will be put back into the revolving loan fund. In other words, we'll help as we're taking on this risk. We're going to share in the success of Rushford Hypersonic. We finalized today what that royalty would look like, and basically we're computing it at 3 cents per drill bit, based upon a minimum sales volume of 110,000 drill bits sold. And we're talking about any drill bit, but only drill bits. So we can't play games about types of materials and all of that. We have a minimum payment of $3,300 a year. That would be the minimum. The maximum, and the maximum payment couldn't exceed $5,000 in a year. So we want to make sure we had a floor and a ceiling so that we felt that there was adequate compensation, yet we weren't taking unfair advantage if the company is wildly successful. We also have, and we talked to Hypersonic about this, because there is a past due rent issue. We've committed to taking first $13,000 of the loan to repay, and then we're going to hold in escrow 6 months worth of future rent payments. So the city will be in charge of making those payments rather than Hypersonic. The only other issue is if they sell early, if they sell or they go out of drill bit operation because they're doing something else, that they have to repay to the max amount, so the total of $50,000. Leave anything else, Brad or Tom?
I'm still a little confused about our cap on the payment and their ability to buy out early. Say in year 3, if they want to pay the maximum amount.
They have to pay out the $5,000, yes.
Right. They can exceed the $5,000.
Right, they could do a one-time payment of $50,000, doing a right buyout. And the other thing was because of the other loan, and it's already in forbearance, the subcommittee is suggesting that we would put both of these loans, they're still separate, but on a payment schedule so that they would start payments in January of 2015. Be a lot easier for record keeping. The first loan will continue to accrue interest. They can certainly service that earlier if they wish, but that would be the required date for repayment.
So the first loan is still accruing interest, this is a 0%.
Correct,
loan.
because of the security and the after effect of the royalty.
How many people are working currently?
Right now, there are two of us, and then once we move in, actually we'll move to three. And then, so let's keep overhead as low as possible.
The suggested repayment schedule of January 1, 2015 is amenable to your cash flow projection?
Yes, because it does allow us, we know that within, about, it'll take us 3 months to get full production off the board. And we expect to be, accounts receivable probably coming in about 3 months after that. And then it allows us, a year of that schedule and, to service debts and, really start to look forward thinking and begin, establishing the funds, the monies needed to enter into servicing loans in January 2015. Looks up very nicely.
As it was brought up earlier, mentioned earlier that, or alluded to maybe, that you might not, you can increase your production threefold and not need another space. But what are your plans? As you get, as the fun wears off coating drill bits and you decide to move into cutting tools or other products that, associated with Mayo Clinic or whoever.
Right.
How can we ensure that Rushford is going to be looked at favorably as the site for this new building?
We've been here for 6 years, and we're, to me, that seems to be a very resonating time period to illustrate our commitment to the community. And so, yes, we do hope for growth, and I'm very limited, as demand for the drill bits increases, we could add in a second Ferris wheel, we can move to additional ships. We have other parts or components of a chamber that we can also begin to put together to create a second one.
So your space requirements are more than likely going to increase.
Yes, but that's a wonderful problem for us to have.
Exactly.
But it's not so wonderful for us, because we don't have a whole lot of space left.
Well, and I guess
we did make 2 offers to Tri-County that has not come to any fruition. And so we've looked at that to see the lot land that the city does have here, knowing that it's not something that's imminent, but it is out there that we'll have to address.
I think what the council is suggesting, I think you've heard this a lot from the EDA as well, and maybe it's just a matter for the minutes and the record, is a good faith effort from Hypersonic to give us that first shot if you're ready to grow.
Absolutely.
And I think because we have the loan and we're gonna be so closely interfaced with them, that we would see that is coming up and be able to anticipate the need for a building and try to satisfy that, at least at the first shot, try to satisfy that need.
exactly.
Yeah, and I think Steve and I have been working quite collaboratively on this, and the first phone call that goes out is when to Steve. How can we address this?
I'm sure this has been addressed, but the 3 cents per drill bit, does that start at drill bit number 1, or does that start 5 years down the road when the loans are paid off?
When the loans are paid off, the liens are lifted,
Then the 3 cents
then
starts
the 3 cents
for an
starts.
additional 10 years.
Correct.
Okay.
Or unless they wanna pay out early. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, don't confuse the two.
No,
It's
that's
one
all
or the other.
Clarify it.
And we think frankly, the city's gotta get used to this kind of an arrangement, because if we move into an incubator, we're gonna have similar type of arrangements with all companies that we would bring on board. Typically, if the company graduates and moves out, the incubator takes a piece of that company as they go, and they use that to bring those funds in to keep the incubator going.